Hey everybody, it's Hayato from Tech for Geeks, and this is the OnePlus One, the flagship killer. Let's take a look inside. Alright, so it's not really something I ever expected to be able to say, but right now we're taking a look at the OnePlus One, and this is a phone that a lot of you probably already know about, just given how extremely polarizing it's been on the internet. It's been a huge discussion topic in the tech world. The OnePlus One is a very controversial device because it's really difficult to get one of these right now. They're set to an invite-only purchase system, where you either have to get an invite directly from the company, which is OnePlus, who actually just opened up about 6 months ago or so. You have to get an invite from either the company or from somebody who's already gotten an invite from the company. People are allowed to send a couple of invites to some friends and family, so these are definitely hard to come by right now. If you look on the back, we just have some serial information. You can see, my camera's not going to focus right now, but it says SandsStone Black 64 gigabytes. This phone is unlocked right out of the box. One thing that's made this really desirable phone is the awesome specs set at the very low price point. This is a device that in US dollars is available. The 16 gigabyte model is available at $300. This 64 gigabyte model that we got was $350. We're just going to use this little pull tab right here to just kind of draw the red packaging out of that white box. And here you can see it's just a really good looking box, this really nice red, and it's got kind of a soft touch finish to it, so it feels really nice, it looks good, and it's a really plain, clean box. In fact, all there is on it at all is a OnePlus logo right here and one more on the side. Other than that, it's pretty barren, just a nice red box. Going ahead and taking it out like that, you can see still pretty clean setup here. We just have the phone itself and OnePlus branding. We're going to use this little pull tab to get the phone out, and it's actually really light. I'm kind of surprised picking up right now how light it is for such a large phone. This is a 5.5 inch display, so it's really it's definitely a pretty big phone. It's going to be about the same size as the Oppo Find 7, and in fact here it is next to the HTC One M8, and here it is next to an iPhone 5. And if you want to give me just 1 second, here is the OnePlus One next to the Moto X. So it's a pretty large device, although it's not necessarily too giant. It's definitely going to put some people off, but it's just a really light phone. And in fact, I think it's a bit lighter than the One M8. It's a bit hefty, or the M8 at least is kind of hefty. This phone is really light, and it's got a really nice feel to it, at least on the SandsStone Black one. I've never felt the white one, which to what I've gathered is definitely a smoother finish. This has kind of like a textured, kind of a rocky feel to it. It's really kind of sandy and grippy in a way I really like. Let's just go ahead and peel off this plastic right here, and right on there it just has a picture of the OnePlus itself, as well as where the SIM tray is supposed to go, which looks like it is right over here. And this phone takes a micro SIM card, so we're going to go ahead and put a micro SIM in here real quick, and I'll boot the phone up and I'll be right back. Alright, now it probably would have been good to check beforehand, but if we lift up that lid right there, there's actually a SIM removal tool right there that we're going to need to open up the OnePlus SIM tray. As well as a really interesting USB cable, probably the most unique I've ever seen with a phone. It comes with a micro USB cable, just like pretty much every other phone, but it's with this nice flat and red and white cable to kind of go along with the rest of the packaging. And I'm assuming the flat cable is supposed to prevent getting tangled and all that. What's really interesting is that the USB 2 spot is actually about half of the plug. It's just kind of the bottom half, so it's still gonna work just the same, but it's a really I've never seen anything like that before. And before we turn on the phone, I should also mention this other box that came with it that got a little beat up in the shipping process. We're just gonna push that out if we can, tear off that tape. They ship the charging brick separately, so that way they can, you know, send out the exact same packaged device to anywhere in the world, and then, you know, you get the appropriate charging brick for your country separately. So that's kind of a smart decision, I think. Let's go ahead and fire up the phone here. And something to note as we take a look around the phone is it is a CyanogenMod branded device. And I know that's not going to focus because I have this set to not autofocus. We'll just try and zoom in and nope, we got nothing. Okay. Well, we'll fire up the phone. You can see the CyanogenMod boot loop, or, well, boot animation. Hopefully we don't get a boot loop already. So we have this boot screen here, which is kind of unique, kind of different. This is running CyanogenMod 11S, I believe. I've not used CyanogenMod in a good couple of years, so I'm not entirely familiar with it anymore, but as we turn on the device, you can see we've got some capacitive buttons down here. Although a really nice thing I like about the OnePlus One is that you can actually turn on and off those capacitive buttons, so you can switch to on-screen buttons, which I'm definitely in favor of. So we're going to go ahead and do that as soon as I'm through the setup. We're going to go ahead and hit next. I do have a Google account that we're going to sign into. I'll be right back with that. Alright, so I've signed into my Gmail account. We're just going to go through the rest of the setup here. It's restoring and signing in and pulling in all of my information, all that good stuff. And something you can note already just from the CyanogenMod system is we've already got this little circle battery widget. Set up your CyanogenMod account. Now, back when I used CyanogenMod a while ago, it didn't have accounts, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this for now. We might come back to this later. And there's what I was talking about earlier, where you can enable the on-screen buttons. I much prefer that, so we're going to go ahead and hit on. You can see that the capacitive buttons went away and went to on-screen buttons. If I turn that back off, then there comes the capacitive once again. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next and set up my time zone. There goes my light source. And Eastern time is fine. That's the current date and time, so that's all good. Finish. Your phone is ready to rumble. I like that. Alright. So here it's just going to be the same kind of welcoming screen that stock Android gives you. And it's themed with CyanogenMod's sort of icon pack and themes and all of that. And it looks like we've even got a CyanogenMod, or well, at least a different system font. So this is not Roboto like I'm used to. I'm not sure what this font is exactly, but you can see everything is skinned. So we've got all these little square icons instead of the normal ones, and I'll actually grab my HTC One, which has the Google Play Edition software on it, so you can kind of see some of the differences here. So like I said, up here at the top there's some different fonts where normally you'd have Roboto up here, and now it's some sort of different font, whatever CyanogenMod went with on here. It's gonna have the same buttons down at the bottom, and actually even some of the navigational buttons or icons at least are different. So on stock Android we have this little for the app drawer. It's a little circle with 6 different dots. Over here it's 3 dots. It's nothing huge. It's all gonna do the same thing, but just a different icon pack basically is what you're getting here. And there's a lot of different additional features that CyanogenMod brings that stock Android doesn't. But we'll get over and talk about that in a different video. Right now, this is just kind of taking a look at the initial boot up of the phone. Something I really like, just kind of an initial impression, is the phone feels really nice in the hand, and the button placement is fantastic. So where they put the power button makes it a lot easier, and there's CyanogenMod's 11S's custom lock screen. But where they put the buttons makes it a lot easier to use such a huge phone that would otherwise probably be pretty unwieldy, especially if they put the power button at the top, which I'm very thankful they didn't. So the power button's in a really nice spot. It's right where my thumb rests anyway, and the volume buttons are almost parallel on the other side of the display, or on the other side of the phone rather. Pretty standard layout going from there. You've got the micro USB at the bottom with the dual speakers, and then we've got a headphone jack up at the top. There's the camera, the OnePlus logo, and yeah, I mean that's about all there is to the phone from an initial boot up standpoint. So far, it seems to be very similar to the stock Android experience with CyanogenMod, as it always has been, and it's already starting to download some of my existing apps that I use on my M8. So I'm probably going to be using this as my daily driver for the next week or two, just to kind of give it a fair testing time. And we'll have a lot of videos on this just because it is such a hot topic in the phone world. We're going to do some comparisons. We're going to do a review. We're going to have lots of good video content for you guys, and I hope you enjoy all of that. If you want to keep an eye on all that, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get notified whenever the new videos are up. Other than that, we will, like I said, we'll have more content up pretty soon. I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for watching. My name's Hayato, and I'll see you in the next one.